Mario Kart World is improving, and it looks like Nintendo is actually listening to us. Now, there's been a big complaint ever since the game has released that you can't do 3-lap races online. And Nintendo has started to update that so you get more frequent 3-lap race. But that's not the only thing. A lot of quality of life improvements have been improved. Like on the map screen, you used to not be able to see P-Buns and Peach Coins, but now you can see your P-Buns and Peach Coins. So I guess it's easier for you to complete all the P-Buns that you're missing, and you can also use that as fast travel points, which is really awesome. There's also an increase in the invincibility timer, so if you get knocked out or spin out, whatever the case may be, you can have a higher chance to stay invincible so you don't get hit by a red shell, another red shell, a bullet bale, and whatever the case may be. So overall, that's very good. You have easier encounters with UFOs, so if you're a big fan of just driving your UFO around, picking up cards and a whole bunch of things, usually the UFOs used to be really rare, but now ever since the 1.3 update, Nintendo has made it so UFOs are easier to come by. So overall, this is very good, and I think that more and more of these changes will maybe set a door for even more improvements of Mario Kart World. Now, may this be because Nintendo's actually listening to us, or may this be because another game is coming out soon, but who knows? Maybe Nintendo is actually, listening to us. We wanted all of these changes since day one, and they're actually adding some of these changes, which is really great. Now, there's this whole list of patch notes. Now, I'm not going to read them every single one of them, but as you can see here, you can see a bunch of different things like decreasing in time when you want to jump into the next battle. Let's just say you're doing balloon battles in online play. You used to have to wait quite a long time, I would say, and now they decrease that spectating time. So overall, that right there is really good. So it makes you want to just jump back into the next track and the next track and the next track. So you might see some gameplay in the background in this video, and this is actually me just playing Mario Kart World. Now, it seems like the 3-lap races aren't super common. Now, about 3 times out of 10, I would say that I got the 3-lap track. But, that there's something there. Maybe Nintendo eventually will add some sort of button that says, okay, do you just want 3-lap races? Or do you want to have the intermission tracks involved? Or do you want to have something random? So maybe this is something that Nintendo is going to add in the future. Now, they're really opening the doors for DLCs and endless possibilities for Mario Kart World. Now that they're updating the game more frequently, it looks like they're really paving that pathway for something new. DLC, more cards, more islands, something to explore, maybe even a button that says 3-lap races. You'll do that and boom, you don't have to do the intermission races. Now, I personally didn't have the biggest, care about if I was doing a 3-lap race or an intermission track, but I think the 3-lap race definitely is there for the more main side of Mario Kart players. So overall, Nintendo making it more convenient for those is really cool. There's also the fact that during balloon battles and Joy-Cons in wireless mode, the Joy-Con 2, you can hold it horizontally. It's even better, which this is very interesting, but whatever, we'll let it be. Overall, these are a whole bunch of things. There's also a whole bunch of fixes, so the CPUs ranking world sometimes drop after reaching the finish line, so this is really cool. Maybe we're gonna keep these instead of having just a 0 lobby. You're gonna get a whole bunch of CPUs that just race around even though you're far in the back. So that right there is a very interesting thing. There's a whole bunch of fixed issues with players. They sometimes pass through the ground if you hit the car in the road. That right there is very interesting that they fixed that. Okay, there's also bullet bill fixes. There's also Shy Guy Bazaar fixes. The airship there had a little bit of problems. There are also a bunch of fixes with cheap falls and boxes, and also sometimes being able to go right through the ground. So honestly, this is a pretty big shopping list of fixes and also updates. So if you wanted to, you can check all of this out on Nintendo's website. It shows you all the fixes. It shows you everything that you really need to know about the game if you're going to jump back into it, or if it's your main game, because honestly I think Mario Kart World definitely is a really fun game. It's just had some issues, you know, launch day issues, whatever the case may be. But now Nintendo is really putting their foot down and saying, you know what, we need this game to be the best Mario Kart game ever, so we're going to keep updating it. And I bet in probably a month or so, we're going to get even more updates. Maybe that button that says you want to play this, because right now, the multiplayer battle or the multiplayer sort of thing is a little lackluster. You only have a race, you only have knockout tour, balloon battle, and that's pretty much it. I think friends as well. But overall, we're starting to see that shift, that we could finally get the Mario Kart game of our dreams. Like literally of your dreams. Think about the Mario Kart game, or taking Mario Kart World and putting it in your dreams and making it how you would like to be. And tell me in the comment section what you think this Mario Kart World is going to be. Is there going to be new tracks, 96 courses? Is there going to be a whole bunch of more karts, more characters? Is it going to be a very big expansion like the Booster Pack DLC? Whatever the case may be, it's very interesting, and I would love to know what you think about all of this stuff, because personally I think that these are definitely some big upgrades. And honestly, the P button is really useful, because doing the P buttons challenges, doing all of those things in Mario Kart World was actually really fun. Now, of course, I've actually never completed them. I might have 100, maybe. Might have 100, but I never completed them because I didn't know where in the world they were, which ones I had, which ones I was missing. But now you can finally open up the map. Oh, there's a P button here. There's a peach coin there. Okay, this is really interesting. So you got all of that stuff to look out for. You got everything to be like, yep, this is what I want to do. And you can finally 100% the game to your heart's content. If you want to go for all the P buttons, do all the P buttons. If you want to do all the peach coins, do all the peach coins. Now, of course, the map will not show you where the missing P buttons, the missing peach coins are. You have to find that yourself. But they're pretty much like 2 inches apart from each other. So if you're missing one or there's a big circle, chances are that there's a P button right there. So happy hunting. Hope you get all your P buttons. Hope you get all your peach coins. And for the question box mystery little squares, well, those were already on the map, but now this is a very good thing. It helps you fast travel to wherever you want to go. If one day you wanted to practice DK Mountain, well, use the P button on DK Mountain, and then you can easily fast travel there. Now, you could, of course, just easily fast travel to the course that you want, but now being at a specific spot that you want to go to is really cool. If you just wanted to redo some of your peach or your P buttons to get a higher score, well, you can do that now. It actually shows you the high score, the current high score that you have. So if you just want to go out, have fun, and try to redo it, well, then that's perfect for you. But overall, Nintendo's listening to us in Mario Kart World. I think this is a fantastic thing because, hey, we want a game that is living and, you know, staying alive for a long time, so then you get more content, fresh new boost of content, because overall, this is an $80 game and we should see that boost of content, something that maybe they should have added something once a week, like, that game, Mario Kart Tour. Now, that was a free game. You didn't have to pay anything for it. And somehow there were so many characters, there were so many updates, there were a whole bunch of things. So maybe Mario Kart World is next for that. Anyways, what do you think about all of this stuff? Do you think that this is interesting and very exciting? You're a big fan of Mario Kart World, you're still playing it, or you haven't touched Mario Kart World since like 2 months ago. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. This is just something very interesting, very unique. I'm excited to see what's next for the future of Mario Kart World. With that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day and see you in the next one.